Hey guys, so in this video we are going to continue working on this dropdown for the expiration date year. Right now what we have is a hard-coded list with the current year and the next 5. So we have from 2025 to 2030, and the issue with this is that it is hard-coded. So that means that if we come back in 1 or 2 years, we will need to update this list to make sure that it is current. So the plan for this video is to create a dynamic dropdown which will have the options to select from the current year up to 10 years from now. As I just mentioned, right now we only have this hardcoded list, and that means that if we come back in the upcoming years, this will be outdated. So I want to keep this simple and to the point. So this is what I have in mind. First, I want to populate my dropdown from a data page. The data page itself is going to be sourced from a custom activity, and this activity will be responsible for creating the items with the correct years. So let's get started by exploring what we have here in this section. So this is the dropdown. It's a text property. It's called expiration date year, and there is a property of type text. This means that it can only store a single value. However, as you were able to see, we're able to present this property as a dropdown, which allows the user to select one option, and whatever option they choose, it will be stored in the property. Right now, we have this hard-coded list of items that the user can choose from, but we are able to change this to use a data page. So that is what I'm going to be doing. So I will be creating a new data page, and I'm going to create it in the same class as this property. I'm going to name it get year list. And I'm going to change the structure to list. The data source is going to be an activity. So the activity is going to be responsible for filling in this list. The name is going to be get next 10 years. And as you can see, the class is code Pega list. And this is not an error. This is completely normal. That's the class for the list structure in Pega. So remember from a few videos back, in this class is where we store information about a list as a whole. So the size, its source, the parameters, and the items themselves. So those items or the list must be of the same class of whatever we want to list. So in this case, that will be this class from the data page. So I know I haven't talked about what are the parts of the activity, but just follow along. If I write property set, this is one of the methods that are available in an activity. So when you place a method here, and we have many options, if you expand the step, you will see that you will have some parameters that are unique to that method. So the step page is whatever the context for this current step is. If you leave it blank, the context will be the activity. So the class is called Pega list. So if we see what we have available here, you will see that we have the properties that are in the code Pega list. Now remember also that within code Pega list, the list of items is px results. So here, if you try to see what we have there, we don't have anything defined. So we need to add a class in pages and classes for px results. Let's come back and let's see. As you can see now, we have the properties relating to that item. So let's do a quick test. Don't forget to add an index because this is a list. So I'm going to save this. So if I run this, you will see that we will have one item in our list. Well, we have to run it from the data page. So something that is really cool about activities is that in a step, you can loop through a page list or even a custom loop that you can create. So you can say that I want to go from 0 to 10 in increments of 1. So this means that we will loop a total of 11 times in this case. So let's see what happens if we set a value over here. So over here, I'm actually going to say that I want to loop through px results, and each time that I loop, I'm going to append an item. So in this case, I'm going to set a value to cbb. In this case, if you remember from a few videos back, we have this for each count, and this will give us the current index of the iteration. So let's see this in action. So yes, as you can see, we have 0, 1, 2, and so on. So what I'm thinking of doing is that we can get the current year and then just add whatever the current iteration is. So here we'll have 2025 plus 0, then 2025 plus 1, 2025 plus 2, and so on. So that's what I'm going to do. But instead of CBB, it's going to be, let's see what we have here. Actually, it's going to be expiration date and year. So this list hasn't updated yet. I don't know why, but the context is px results, which is of class billing information. So that should work. So before this step, let's insert a step above and do another property set. And here we are going to get the current year. And we are going to store it in the parameter page. Now remember to cast these values to int because sometimes those values are not interpreted as an integer. Sometimes they are seen as a string. Okay, that's working. So let's just save this. Let's make sure everything looks in order, and let's come back to the property. Let's change this data page to use that same data page that we just created. So the instance is going to be this one. The data page is called get year list. So the value that we want to store from this activity is going to be the expiration date year, and what we want to show to the user is the same property, the date year. So let's save this and let's see if this works. Yeah, it is working. So that's it for this one. Now, if you come over here and you refresh your URL, you will see that we have added some severe um, warnings to our application. And this is what we are going to tackle in the next video. So see you then. Thanks.